Dan, thanks for joining us after a 5-1 defeat today. But again, another injury problem last night, and Tom's rather looks as though he's going to be out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it seems that way. He's got to get it checked. I think he might go to the hospital tonight, but he's got a lot of swelling on his ankle. Just kind of happened. It's been bothering him, but it happened overnight. It just swelled up. So another freak injury for us. It certainly doesn't get any better for us.
Somebody said to me, we've not had any luck this year, and I said, well, we have, but it's all been bad
luck. Yeah,
lots
of bad luck.
So that's got to change sometime. Eh? And yourself, I see your arms out the sling now. Are you?
Yeah,
how's it coming
I
along?
started rehab exercises this week on Thursday, and it's made a lot of progress in the last 3 or 4 days. So we'll just see how it goes this week. And
right.
no, it's probably not likely that I'll play on the weekend, but I mean, I'm not prepared to say not at this point. So we'll still hope so.
It's been a really traumatic kind of last few weeks, and in many ways, hockey's not important, but we've got to finish the season, and there's nothing better than finishing your home matches against your rivals,
that's right.
rivals Dundee. We expect a big crowd. The guys will be looking forward to that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, there's been a lot of adversity and a lot of emotion in the last month or so, and all year with the organization. But yeah, I mean, at times I think lately it's been hard to get real excited and real positive about going into games shorthanded and off ice stuff and everything with Todd and all. But I mean, we have 2 games left. We just have to focus for those 2 games, and there's almost going to be a sense of let's give it everything we have for these last 2 games. And like you said, they're games that mean a whole lot to those teams that are playing against us. And if we can take any part in making it hard on those teams, I mean, they're local rivals, so I'm sure the guys will be fired up, and it'll be a good weekend next weekend.
And then finish the season on a high as well, and send the fans away with their smiles on their faces, looking forward to next season.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been a rough year and a learning year for this organization, but I mean, there's been a lot of good stuff too, and there's been a lot of progress on and off the ice, and the British players have made huge steps. So I think going into next weekend, we just play our hearts out, and just have one last positive experience for the end of the year, and then build on it for next year.
Now, I don't know if the fans understand when the season's over, what does a hockey player do in the summertime? What will Dan Seaman be doing this summer?
Well, I'll be in the UK until the end of April, and we go. My wife and I go see her parents down south, and but then a lot of guys have off-season jobs, which some fans might not know too much about. But I go home and I'm a substitute teacher and a high school teacher for about 6 or 7 weeks, and then it gets right back into training and preparing and doing whatever you have to do to be ready to get back on the ice in August.
And make sure your shoulder's good, Nick.
Yeah, that's right. That's the key. There's a lot of bumps and bruises. I mean, guys in this team have played so much this year, and I think that's part of the reason why so many guys are breaking down at this time.
I think a lot of them deserve a lot of praise. Well, they all deserve a lot of praise, and certainly deserve their break in the summertime.
Yeah,
we've got one more home game, as we said. Let's make it a good one, and go home with a smile on our face.
Yeah.
And thanks very much, Dan. And
thanks.
You have a good summer as well.
Thank you, Alan.
Bye. Danny, this case another could have been tonight, isn't it? I mean, a few mistakes on our part, and we find ourselves behind, and we're chasing the game again.
Yeah, I mean, it's we actually went out and played the way we wanted to play, and I broken record, but I keep saying we got to play simple hockey, chip pucks deep, and work them down low. I thought we did a relatively good job of that tonight, but individual mistakes killed us again. I mean, their first 4 goals came off individual mistakes, and those things are out of your control. I mean, guys make mistakes. That happens on the ice, and unfortunately, each time we seem to do it, it ended up in back of our net. So, if we clean those up, it's a close hockey game. But instead, they kind of breezed through the last half of the game with a comfortable lead, and it's frustrating because the guys actually put in a decent effort and they played relatively well, and it's just a bit frustrating at this point.
Yeah, I mean, went into game again with another injury with Tom Hartmann out. I think at this rate we're going to have to be sponsored by the NHS if we keep going.
Yeah, you know, and a lot of teams have their injuries at this time of the year. It's just unfortunately that we're already kind of a bit short, and you know, Hart's had a bit of a kind of a reoccurring injury that's just gotten worse, and you know, it's gotten to the point where he's not capable of playing, and it's something that could progress into a long-term thing. So we'll reassess him and Dan and Blairsy next week, but things aren't looking good for those guys coming back for the last weekend. So you know what, the guys are just we're just gonna have to keep going. You know what, I thought like Gunny had a good game again, picked up a goal, and Torch and Hamish played well on that second line. I thought they had a good night, and the third line played well as well. I mean, Sammy and Scooney had a couple of chances in the third, and those guys are playing well with the opportunities they're getting. So I mean, those are just, we got to take positives at this point in the year, and those are things we can take away. And you know, our D have logged a lot of minutes. They're getting tired back there, and you know what, for what it's worth, you know, a couple individual mistakes tonight, but you know what, I don't know, you know, when you get a little bit fatigued, those tend to happen, and you play a lot of games with short bench, and but hey, it was a good effort, and we just came up short.
Yeah. If we're going to finish the season, there's no better way than finish against our old rivals at Dundee, from Dundee. Now that's going to be a pretty full house next week rather. That's one where we could just send everybody home with a smile on their faces, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a special night, and you know, it's we're hoping it's a packed house, and these, you know, we owe it to the fans to win a game and at home, especially to end the year. They've supported us all year, and they've been really good. But also for those guys in the room that are battling, guys, they've battled all year, and we faced a lot of adversity this year from day one, and guys have played a lot of minutes from day one. And injuries, guys leaving, so forth. Obviously the tragedy, and you know what, and it's. I think all the guys left in the room need that win as much as anybody.
Yeah. They're like just emotionally drained as well as physically drained, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. It's takes its toll over the course of a year, but like I always say, we're professional hockey players, and those are the things we got to fight through. And every team goes through it, and whether we've had a little worse luck than other teams, I don't know. You know, sometimes you can't really tell unless you're involved in other dressing rooms. So, but. You know, those things you got to fight through, and I mean, yeah, we want to finish that weekend strong. You know, we're gonna go into the weekend just like any other weekend and prepare and try to win.
Well, I know the fans are still right behind you. They showed that again tonight, and next week we'll be turning out in big numbers. It's a special game, and we just look forward to that now. And no, but the whole team actually, you can't fault the effort they're giving. They're giving 100% every night they pull that jersey on, and that's all you can ask, isn't it, really?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, guys worked hard tonight and they played relatively well. It's just, you know, if you want to win games and you do want to get those wins, you got to clean up the individual mistakes, and if we do that, then we're in with a shout, and we might pull out a win. Yeah,
well done again, Danny, and thanks for taking the time to talk to us, and hopefully next week we'll come away with 2 points.
Yeah, hopefully. Cheers.